how women try to psychologically break you through the cell phone when dating or in a relationship. Again, remember, there is no psychological breaking in the psychological world, but just experiencing. Yet, on the physical world, the brain has to perceive a specific action in a certain way because nothing is making sense in the psychological world. So there is a break in on the physical world, but there is no break in just experiencing in the psychological world. Let us now deal with the physical world, which is breaking in through you on the cell phone. I can only try to break you psychologically, Isaac, if I have so much information on how you operate physically, emotionally, and how you care physically or emotionally. Again, Isaac, I can only break through you, or at least I can think I am breaking through you, or I can think I am psychologically swaying you. I can have that perception if I know how you operate, not psychologically, but emotionally react, respond. I can pay attention to how you are conversing with me, and I can keenly listen to you. Right? I also have a specific perception of how you have been acting. And I am comparing that perception to how you are conversing with me at this very moment. Now, these explanations belong to the emotional world and physical world. There is somehow logic being influenced by emotions and a perception that exists when someone is in a specific state of being, maybe. Right? Number one, she will call you when she is extremely happy. I will call you when I am extremely happy. Now, I am not extremely happy because I am in that state of being. I am extremely happy just to notice, to have a specific reaction on your emotions. I am doing it subconsciously or consciously. I am keenly paying attention to your tone, your response. When I realize that you are happy, okay, excited, so you have moved from a 3. We are labeling it from number 1 to 10. From a 3 level to a 9 level, right? I have moved you from 3 level to a 9 level. Or maybe I found you when you are on the 9 level. They do not want you to be on the 9 level. Why? It just doesn't sit well with them. And they do not want you to be on the 3 level. They want you to be on the medium level or average level, which is between 4 to 7. They can't tell your emotion, so they can't sway you. That is another fact. Now, remember, when I call you and you are extremely happy, Isaac, or I cause you to be extremely happy, I am moving you from 3 to 9. So I am in control of your emotions, which means you are living Hannah's reality. And if I call you when you are extremely happy at 9, I was also happy, but I don't feel happy that you are happy. I will exit with a low tone that is disappointing, sad. Also, I don't feel so good that you are at 9. I have gotten a chance to lower your emotions or your state of being. It's just okay to have a conversation with Hannah when you are at 9. No. She will find herself consciously, subconsciously. If it's consciously, she has mastered a specific skill that she has been applying. She doesn't just feel good when you are extremely happy. She has to remove you or push you from a 9 to a 3. When she will exit, a specific change to her tone will have a specific impact on you. And you might think you are the problem. Again, in the physical world, in the emotional world, not in the psychological world. You will start analyzing it. Now you are reinforcing it and fixing it in a psychological world. But there is nothing to fix because it's about her, not you. But she is making it be about you by messing with your emotions. And she found a loophole. When she called you, she was listening so keen, acting as if she is also happy to just sense and feel your response. And at that very moment, she realized you are at 9. And they don't want you to be at 9 nor 3. Because that is when they find a loophole or they find a way to sway your emotions. They want to maybe to get you attached, for they are also attached. When you are attached and you are in denial, you will want the other person to get attached by messing with their emotions. And we said, as long as you are attached to the physical world, there is always conflict, division. You have to act in a certain way to get a specific reaction, to be in a certain way to get a specific result. That is when there is pain and suffering. There is a fact. You have to be in control. Right? Now, we are saying that perception exists, that understanding exists. She will mess up with your emotions. You will get attached unless you know that that game, that perception, that act, that behavior that they can act, which is consciously or subconsciously exist. But it has no place and it has no meaning because it's not about you, it's about them or how you are perceiving it. And it's working on you because you are perceiving it in that way. But in that moment, there is nothing to make sense. So you have to remove how you had a specific feeling. Now, at this very moment, you are the problem. Again, Isaac. It's working on you because you are the problem. I know you will say, no, that is toxic. How can a woman try to mess with my emotions? I feel this way, and then you tell me I am the problem. Now, you are consistently paying attention to the outside world. It doesn't remove the fact that they are acting that way. And it's not healthy, right? It's toxic. That is a fact. But perceiving it that way, it will not remove that character or behavior in the world. That is another fact. You have to ask yourself, it's affecting you. Which part of yourself inwardly haven't you worked on? That's why you have feelings or emotions when they act in a certain way. Maybe you care about her too much, right? Because it's affecting you. Or maybe you are in your emotions. There is just something inside you that you need to work on yourself. I'm not saying, again, I'm not agreeing with their behavior or their character, and I'm not saying it's healthy. But before you decide, deal with your shit first. Take it as an opportunity to understand that weakness is in me, or that feeling is in me. I can take this as a chance to relearn myself about the perception of the person I care about and how that perception has an impact on me. Again, it won't deal with the fact that that character exists in them. But what if they're just miserable? She's just miserable suffering, right? But she also wants you to suffer subconsciously or consciously. And you are accepting that by having that perception, which is she is psychologically breaking your reality or your definition of reality. So you are choosing to live Hannah's reality. That is a you problem, not a her problem. Again, that is a you problem and not a her problem. But again, remember, there is no problem. There is just you creating a problem. You have to let your mind to see that fact. That perception, action, behavior exists. And there is evidence, fact. They are or she is acting that way. But your perception of how she is acting won't deal with the problem itself. But it will create conflict and you will go through turmoil, suffering. Psychologically, it will break you. That is a fact, another fact. Because you want to fix something because it has an impact on you. So you are agreeing to how a specific perception has affected you. When it's just a perception, so it's just an illusion. She can be in that state because of what she has experienced, right? In her past, her present, and now she is choosing to put herself in a specific state. Or maybe she has been in that state. You do not know. Because without you know her, we are human beings, we are always evolving. So try not to analyze someone in a perception that will give you conflict. When it has a specific impact on you, deal with your own shit. If you're not comfortable, date another lady. But remember, dating another woman will not solve something that exists in you. That is another fact. But it doesn't mean she is healthy. It doesn't mean she's creating a healthy relationship. Okay? So what can you do about it? You tell me, Isaac. I don't know. Take your time. Every time you want someone to act in a specific way that creates more understanding, put yourself in that state first. That is, I hope, my definition of dealing with it first. That is the stage 1 or stage 2 or stage 3 maybe. Put yourself in a situation that is healthy. Create enough boundary, but also build yourself in a healthy state so that when you require, so that when you expect a specific return from Hannah, you have worked on yourself so hard because that is your definition of healthy. But remember, maybe it's not her definition of healthy, and maybe you have different definitions of reality. That is another fact. And are you okay in a relationship with Hannah if they perceive a reality in a specific lens that you don't perceive? You might be evolving too fast. She might have already evolved in a specific way that helps her deal with her own shit. You do not know. It's something that allows you to agree to the fact that you do not need to be in a toxic relationship. But again, you are also the one person who creates it toxic. Let's first understand when she is trying to psychologically break you down, because she will do it several times. Right? How can you deal with those emotions at that very moment? Before you figure it out, that is about you have to deal with your own shit. At that very moment, you have no choice. Because you are in a world of emotions. That is what causes attachment. It's not healthy. Okay? And maybe you will resent her. Either you will get attached or you will resent her. How can you deal with those emotions at that very moment, Isaac? Understanding that the emotions and the feelings that exist at that very moment, it's something that it's a treasure to you. Again, that is a feeling that needs to be experienced, but you will know sometimes. You want it to make sense, forgetting that it's all the emotions and feelings. So treasure those emotions, treasure those feelings, and experience those emotions. Why? Because those emotions and feelings exist in the emotional world. Again, that is an energy in motion. That is an emotion in motion. So that is an energy. And that energy exists. That emotion exists on the emotional world. And until you consistently experience those emotions and accept that that consciousness exists, because there is an empty space. And I am choosing to have a specific experience Because I have a relationship with the outside world, and the outside world is Hannah. But remember, she is never yours. That is another fact. She is never yours. You and Hannah are choosing to create a relationship because both of you are involved. When she chooses to respond in a negative way, it's not about you. It's about how she either wants the relationship or she doesn't want the relationship. So it's about the relationship and not you. But you are making it be about yourself because you care so much. You think it's about you. That is what is causing more torture in you. Yet it's not just about the relationship. And the relationship can only exist if she accepts to also build the relationship. If she doesn't accept it and wants to build it in a certain way, I am calling you Isaac, I don't call you. Sometimes I text you, sometimes I don't text you consistently. And I am doing this because I expect a specific return from you. Like I chose to text you Isaac, not because I care as Hannah. No, I want a specific return from you because that gives me a specific certainty or confirmation about a specific perception of a relationship that I have created in my mind. Maybe I want to be in control. So I don't genuinely care, but I want to be in control. For being in control gives me a specific definition of maybe certainty or security. But it's all an illusion. For a phone, okay, communicating with you Isaac on the phone doesn't equal to we have a relationship. I can choose to deceive you, use a phone to create a specific perception that a relationship exists because you are choosing to agree to the fact that a phone has to create a relationship. No, I can choose to have a relationship with you when I choose to. Again, I can choose to have a relationship with you, Isaac, when I choose to. I also want to experience the feelings that comes with creating a relationship or loving someone. And I know you will ask me, what is love? When there is love, there is no specific definition to that on the psychological one. That is to my own understanding. You have your own understanding. Why? Most of you say love is this and this, right? For example, love is being compassionate. That is another fact. Remember, most of the time when you are compassionate to the other person, you expect a specific return from them. Right? But that is not love. I'm doing this because I expect this. That is what psychological enslavement. That is when there is conflict and torture. But another fact is, most of us create relationships because we have what? It's just an exchange. For the fact is, I can love you, Isaac, and not need anything to do with you. Okay, imagine telling you, Isaac, I love you so much, but I don't want anything to do with you. And it's a fact. What will that do to you? It will have an extraordinary impact on my psychological world. I love you so much, but I don't want anything to do with you. Because most of the time, the relationship has to exist. Because we have a specific belief system, and we are not operating on a fact. We are always operating on a specific system that is a definition that we are creating, which is causing more torture. So, let me say, if we say a relationship is you giving and her giving, when she stops giving, right? What will it cause? Torture. So, you have to remove yourself from the situation first. You do the right thing, you love her, right? Don't come for me. Don't come for me, please. You have to remove yourself from that definition of that illusion that you have. And then you do the right thing. Watch it play out. You feel like you don't want to do it. Not because of the feelings, but the fact is you are tired maybe. Your energy is out and your body is burning out. That is a fact. It's not an illusion. I feel like I can't do it, not because I feel like, but because I am burning out through energy. And it's not different types of things that are happening. Because because of my expectation that is causing me to burn. But it's a fact. I have been working physically, doing this, run here up and down, right? That is another fact. Walking 100 kilometers, go fetch some water, right? You are using energy. Come home, cook, Isaac. You are using some energy. So the fact is you are burning out of energy. And you won't do it, not because you are getting a return from Hannah, but you won't do it because you are burning out of energy. That is a fact. When you see it that way, you will never have conflict. It's just a fact. I don't have the energy. I can't do it. Even when she wants you to do it, there is no conflict in your psychological world because you do not expect any return from her. And you don't feel guilty because it's true. You are out of energy. Okay, why am I pushing men to act this way? That removes you to be in a psychological perception that I must get this in return. And you must get, I'm not saying that you should choose women who are supposed to sit there, but you have to seek freedom first in the psychological world before you create a healthy relationship. And when you consistently expect a result from someone, you are enslaving yourself in a psychological world where there will be consistent suffering and punishment, for you are attached to the result. But when you are free, it's easier to create a relationship without suffering. And it's easier for you when she walks away or when you decide to walk away because maybe you've tried your level best, you have been consistently burning out. You have tried to set boundaries, it's not working. You decide to walk away, there will be no guilt. You will not go back. I'm trying to tell you, you can only walk away from a lady if you have done your level best and you can never go back. And you will never feel guilty and you will never blame yourself. You will be okay with that, you will be at peace. There will be psychological suffering if you did less. You had more expectation. She disappointed you. Like, you have to have freedom first. The moment you lack freedom, you are a slave to her now. Freedom is not logical. It's not physical. Freedom is psychological. Again, Isaac, freedom is not logical. It's not physical. It is psychological. Because the cause is psychological, but the effect is physical. For the effect on the physical, it's supposed to do what? To create mental fortitude and not to create psychological enslavement. Let me hope I'm right on that. I don't know. Everyone comes up with a definition of a fact. For each definition has been wearing a mask of truth. We want to see the world the way we want to see it because it creates peace or understanding or freedom. And we hope our perception that we have inquired together can give you freedom so that you can do without expecting. No, it's not easy. The most difficult thing to do, difficult one. But the moment you have freedom, it will never be difficult. I know you will say, but I'm investing so much in her. You are. In the physical world, but not in the psychological world. And you're not investing, just experiencing, just learning. For it's a learning process. And we are here to experience feelings, emotions, learn. Who knows, maybe tomorrow you won't wake up. And that is another fact. And that consciousness that exists in you that you are experiencing is a consciousness that belongs to every other human being, which is a humankind. And you are in a phase of experiencing a specific consciousness. And you are choosing to experience that specific consciousness. There is no perfect relationship. That is another fact. Deal with your own shit, Isaac. As you learn, maybe she is your only person who can allow you work on yourself. Not for her, but for yourself. Most of us work. I'm changing for my partner. You can never change for your partner. You change for yourself because you choose which reality you want to experience. In the psychological world again. Are you a new member? Welcome on board. Let's enjoy.